to. That's where I jumped to straight away.
Okay, they've made this one work. Buys back out, saved guns.
He's just going.
Yeah, full send.
Straight down the vent, uncontested. dupreeh, he is going to be a very brutal object. Junior's not going to be expecting this flank. This is the quickest. 1 minute 35, and the T is coming up secret stairs. Junior will be tucking into main. Potentially the element of surprise from dupreeh will be nullified. There's nothing for him to report.
Oh, he's chasing something here.
Yeah, now he's looking for dupreeh. Oh, a bit
around the rosy.
Junior, he's considered it. Oh, looking the wrong way. And dupreeh catches him. There's the first blood in return. Very slither gap here held by Sheikh Zula. He does spot one crossing on the walk.
It's just for info. You'd love to take the fight, wouldn't you?
Oh, executes him. Lucky's gone. And that's the bomb behind Red as well. They don't know that. Swisher is down to hunt the missing dupreeh. Spongey's joined him as well. Now, he'd have to make a sound cue. He isn't coming. Real chance and bomb dropped. Blade needs this frag if he wants the chance and has delivered enough.
Oh, they're not going to expect another. There's no way.
Yeah, backs are turned. dupreeh with the flank. Spongey surely not going to be looking the right way. Ooh, slow reactions out of dupreeh. Does put BNB one frag away. 30 seconds to piece it all together, and he's got himself a fair few opportunities, whether it's going to be just walking it through towards heaven. Keep hold of his org.
I think keep hold of his org. I didn't want to say it, but yeah. When he was starting to leer closer towards CT instead of main, it was like, oh, okay, well, I guess he will be saving. He could find Junji here if he's not careful. Up the ladder he crawls silently and actually peering in the direction of Glaive. So bottom not spotted.
For considering what they conceded right out of the gate there of that buy round, which was like dupreeh down the vents and flanking on Junior, they recovered really nicely.
Yeah, the thing is, with them both slipping down through the vent here to cover off this lower site, right, with dupreeh, they knew that he was in secret. The fact that they've gone down through the vent, normally you don't want to rotate through the vent when you know there's a player lower, because there's a really high chance that he's watching the vent rotation, and that's a very easy kill for someone like dupreeh. So they didn't respect that. They've gone down, they've taken back some real estate, and that was the key factor into winning that round right there for the Bears. So keeping their head above water, and actually, they will have the better buy going into round number 7 here. A timeout called from Astralis. So as they're throwing this one together, you can see an AK being dropped. There's a Galil, a couple more being purchased on in. They can get a buy going. Deagle for Bubsky. No, he has a gun, so he's got a Deagle as well. So they're juggling it around. So we're getting it there. We're almost there, boys. We're there. Okay. Glaive, out of all that, got the Galil. Magic's got the Org. Bubsky with that Deagle, and the AKs for Lucky and dupreeh. All right, we sorted it out. They've had the discussion, and here we go. Plenty of smokes, plenty of mollies. What variation are we looking at here from the Danes? Could just be the standard smoke wall here, yeah, looking likely. So straight down to secret. Junior to deal with this again.
Oh. Big Zula, lot to do. And they do once again. Best in main gone, and they just immediately surge towards that hell position. Swisher needs to answer some questions, and oh, very hard pot shots. He just pushes out for the headshot. It's not all of them, but it's not a bad reaction. dupreeh still missing. Spongy onto Bubsky, just through the smoke. Here we go, now we're cooking. Now, dupreeh and Glaive are fully yard side. The bomb's lobby side. He's going to have to join them. He can't try and brave going on through the inner on his own.
Well, they do just cross back down secret here. So if Lucky joins up with Glaive, lobby control for the Bears, but they've had a lot of dramas with this lower site. dupreeh can either push up heaven and get some rotators going down the vent, or apply pressure from ramp onto Jonji here, who you can see has to be aware of this hell position right here, right now. There's a flash for dupreeh and a molly, but he can't help his team out with that. He can help draw a bit of attention as Junior is clearing this out, information being relayed. The molly for Glaive. Oh, where's he going to throw it exactly? Because they could be anywhere. Decon, dark spot, on the railing, up towards ramp, even in this window room. Time a problem now.
Jonji's starting to consider that lower sight. Spongy as well. And just in the nick of time here, dupreeh is going to be able to at least catch them. Makes it clear where he's coming from. They need the plant. 8 seconds. Someone could destabilize this at any moment. Glaive, the bodyguard, keeping Lucky's plant body safe only for a second longer. Bomb down, but bad news, Bears will close the gap to just a single round.
Yeah, dupreeh gets a kill there, flanking. Then maybe that one has changed because he can apply, they can sandwich a bit of pressure. Maybe the bomb gets a buffer and they can't just draw all the eyes towards that lower plate. But there you go, the Bears with another. That's going to be their third in the last 4. So they have the momentum in their favor right now because Astralis will have to take an eco. Just going to see some upgraded pistols. That's about it. This was from round previous. This was crazy. Crazy from Swisher to go. Here's his back completely turned to yards. So maybe having a good idea with some prep of what type of strategy to expect in a moment like that. But here we go. 5 Deagles. A little bit of U2 already being thrown on out. And
nice.
Making it down the vent this time. So Sheikh Zula with another through the smoke. dupreeh gone as well.
Yeah, the bomb went down the vents as well, so it's going to be pretty unretrievable unless Lucky gets across on yard.
You know there's bear facts now?
Yeah, go on.
Because the Bears are getting something done. So I Googled, just so everybody could maybe find what I'm looking at, how many types of bears in North America?
Good start.
That's how I started. So I went to a couple of different websites. Where's the one that I ended up at? This isn't the one. Hold up a second. Let me get over here. Okay, types of bears in North America. Bear identification. American bear culture mirrors the general animal culture. We celebrate the strength of bears by naming sport teams after them.
That's true.
Here's a prime example, everybody.
There's
Just
one right
thought we
there.
would use this. We continue to fear bears, evidenced by popularity of media stories about bear attacks. Is it the popularity about, or is it that it's news that somebody got attacked by a bear?
I think it is a little column A, little column B.
Okay, all right, all right. Now, look, there's multiple different types of bears in North America. There are 3 native bear species: the American black bear, the brown bear, and the polar bear. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so one from each category.
Yeah. The polar bear from Lost, do you remember that? Our viewers won't. Probably about 3 of you were old enough to see Lost when it was out on television.
I remember there was the black smoke and there was a polar bear.
Yeah.
And
I think it had like a religious ending.
I stopped watching before I found out what the smoke was about.
I still don't remember what the polar bear was about. It was just there
And
somehow.
there was that old man who was wise and knew all of the island. He was
The old man that was wise and knew all the
he was bold.
Yeah,
He
but
disappeared for a while.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think maybe he got possessed by something. I also don't know.
But I also, yeah, I don't know how it finished. I just kind of gave up.
Yeah.
There's too much mystery.
There's a couple of shows I wish that I did that with, but like How I Met Your Mother, I finished that.
You did?
Yeah, they managed to ruin that one, but that's fine. They put
Does he ever actually explain how he met the mother? Like,
Yeah.
We find out who it is?
Yeah, but he's basically in love with Robin the entire time.
Spoilers! Oh, Chad, you're going to upset someone.
Didn't it come out in like 2000? Like,
I don't know.
it's
So it's Robin this whole time.
well, it's not.
Oh. Spoilers.
Should I?
I don't know if we should.
Okay,
No.
we're gonna get a couple of angry tweets and
Yeah, like,
letters
dude,
going
I've
through the
been
mailbag.
progressing my way through How I Met Your Mother since 2003.
All right, I won't ruin it. But here we go. We're having the L block smokes. Was this the diagonal again? Looking pretty L blocky right now.
I reckon the Zula's got him covered here.
So it is the L block here, and Sheikh Zula's position. You're right. He has a lot of info. A minute on the clock. Oh, and that's great.
That's huge, dude. And now a flash for Sheikh Zula to confirm his suspicions on that close walk-up. Lucky's getting away with it, though. And the bomb's going ramp side, so if Lucky can just be a late arrival like dupreeh was, this could suck. Sheikh Zula's calling it clear. Misinformation here if he doesn't check his warehouse, which he hasn't. It's too quiet on yard.
It's 35 seconds left as well.
They're back to back with one another.
But they're going to have to... Are they going ramp? They're running out of time for this. It feels like they have to pinch the top.
Yeah.
This might even just be a save. I know that sounds crazy here, but 20 seconds left. All the kills need to come in now.
They need frags now. Well, Lucky might spur them in. Main dead. Swishes on the chance for the return. There
15
it is.
seconds.
You're running out of time, boys. You're going down the vents. I don't think you've got time for that.
Oh!
And the bomb is already loose. Astralis running out of options here. Bubsky charging in, and a solid defense from the Bears. Glaive's got nothing he can do. Down the vents without the bomb. And only keeping hold of a MAC-10 as well. So very punishing and a solid CT haul.
This is very... What is going on? Okay, I know he only had a MAC-10, but if he died, he doesn't get any loss bonus. Glaive is out of this world right now. Okay. that was uncharacteristic. You're not expecting that type of a fall off there from Astralis, and they're just running into top without any utility, without any idea where the players are. They didn't have much information whatsoever.
Do you think that was all based on Junior just catching the Dupree out of that two-man?
Not a very good strat then, is it? You know, one guy goes down. Like that's where you're meant to be able to make your mid-round calls, and then they still met resistance at ramp. Lucky gets the kill in main that spurs them into top, but they had their feet planted. The bad news bears, and I think it's over Sheikh Zula's position, the fact that he was so forward in yard, because Lucky's in warehouse, you're not going to expect anybody on that side, which means if nobody was facing, okay, we could have slipped secret, right? We could still be in warehouse, we could be coming main. Well, Sheikh Zula knew no one was down secret. He also knew nobody was close main. So a lot of information there, and this is starting to look good for the Bears. Now, if you tuned in yesterday, we saw a decent first half on Overpass against Vitality. You know, it was a decent first half.
It was.
The second half was where the real problems came in. So the Bears, I think they're going to need to get themselves 9 or 10 rounds here if they want to maintain any form of competitive nature to Nuke. Playing with the save Mac 10. Some upgraded pistols once again. And, well, there's the opening. Sheikh Zula onto Glaive. So this is, again, another great start from the Bears. I feel like I'm saying the Bears every time.
Yeah.
Shout out to Eric.
John just giving him control. Junior will respect it as well. This is only pistols. You don't want to be caught out when you're so heavily invested into this round. They've only got $700 pistol to challenge. Armor alongside for it, and it's going to be a bait. And that's the frag. Junior pulls the trigger. Closing the gap is Lucky. No one else can really bail him out of this one. He's hoping it's the second one. As I say that, some support from Swisher.
Just shy there of the headshot. So this one's been handled. This will be the 6th round for the Bears. And if they can keep this clean, make sure all 5 of their players maintain their lives, they can start working on a bit of a CT-sided bank. So another tick in the column. North Americans. Spongy almost caught off by the teammates' flash, but together they work. And well, it's both for Spongy. 6-4. And back into the guns we go. So what's the difference maker going to be for Astralis here? The smoke walls outside haven't been working perfectly. You know, it could actually be just a... Oh, they brought out the T-side AWP. I was going to say, it could just be the classic case of, hey, let's just do the secret smokes and cross with 4 of us, right? And just get to lower, have a bit more utility to smoke off ramp, get into the site. It did feel
like the Bad News Bears were succumbing to that lower pressure. The rotates were forced, etc. Let's see if that's a product that they're interested in delivering. I am seeing some smoke sail through the air, CT and T alike. Junior's going to be on one side of it, Swisher on the other. I think the flash obscures the view, so chances as well. Not only Junior drawing attention, he's looking for a second as well. Knows the silo action as well. Just dips away before any more blood can be dealt. Bomb loose. And now Dupree already has to stomach a 2-man disadvantage.
This is really, really good. It's staying dynamic. They're getting aggressive now. They're taking some fights. Junior's won a couple of important kills towards this yard position early. And limping, Astralis now. Didn't get the territory, used a lot of utility for that. Have no map control whatsoever here. They have lobby. Swisher being forced into a fight. There you go. Bubsky with 1. Sheikh Zula on the trade. This should be a Bears round. They knew the bomb was towards yard. Everything's being picked up now. Unless they present themselves to Lucky and give him a couple of easy AWP fights, it should be the 7th. And there you have it. Just one man standing here. Dupree, who's been on a bit of a hot streak so far, gets his 12th kill.
He does just look deadly.
I think in the first 2 rounds he had 7 kills.
Yeah. And even just watching him like trade off of his teammates as well, he's just such a consistent thorn in anyone's side. Bomb's being held. It's an AWP as well, so his jiggle would have to have been absolutely perfect. Not going to happen. 7 for the Bears, and as outlined by our analysts, it's probably going to be 9 or 10 on the shopping list if you want to maintain a competitive Nuke. This is Astralis' pick, and I mean, admittedly, this is T-side Nuke, but a couple of oopsies along the way for the Danes so far.
Yeah, I remember once upon a time I would say, you know, you wanted to limit them to 6 or less on their T side here. So they're doing a great job of that. And it's not the same team by any means, but if I'm Astralis, I'm probably starting to get frustrated because they're not getting away with their maneuvers. They're not getting space, they're getting picked off. And Johnny's getting hyped, so here we go again. Well, here's the full send. Secret smokes, and we cross. Get everybody down there, use the bodies. Glaive has a leftover smoke.
You can't lose this one, though. These are the rounds I've seen Astralis win. They've got a little bit of map control early. Doesn't matter about their weapons if the bomb goes down. So Jonji's going to have to stand and deliver here. Door open. And a chance for...
Oh, you can't be serious. That's premeditated.
So quick with the P250. They're even dinking another one. This is a horrible state of affairs for the Bears. And it gets worse. Astralis are hitting everything, and they'll get all those weapons for free as well. Ouch, a catastrophe strikes in round 12.
That was great. That was very, very good stuff right there. I wasn't sure exactly how Glaive wanted to use that smoke because there's a couple options, right? If you go decon, you can throw it out and you can get yourself across to the back of the bomb box. But dropping it so you're obscured from ramp, right, and throwing that flash and swinging with it, that was the opener they needed to attack that railings position. And that's the most important fight of all of this because Jonji is in a power position. He, in theory, if he gets the first kill, is probably worth 1 or 2 more after that. But the money's there. The Bears can buy again, and here we go. I'd just do the same. Just get down secret. Doesn't have to be the same quickness about it. Oh, okay. Molly has caused an issue with the smoke wall. Bit of panic as the smoke starts to fade.
They get there, they get across, and now Sheikh Zula's playing a standard jiggle incendiary fallback strap.
Going back up with the AWP yard, though, that's not going to be easy. So I think they are committed to going secret. Magisk will need to find a kill.
I wouldn't want to go through that crossfire for sure.
Oh, they're allowing Lucky to come and pick this. So Junior keeps these ants in his pants. He might get picked off here.
There's the frag. Lucky has bailed his team out. They can move. Freedom of movement returns. Go where you want to. Junior no longer overwatching on warehouse side, and they can hit top side should they desire. That's where they're coming. Spongy is in a power position. Swisher as well with a tight line on the squeaky clear. And Sheikh Zula to fly out of the vents on contact.
Oh, Spongy's in a lot of trouble here. Dupree's coming heaven. This is the fight.
Spongy's responsible for it. And Dupree already got him. All onto Swisher, and yeah, Astralis just so diligent on their trades into the site. Angle management, everyone's watching something different, and results in a bomb plant.
It just became very hard for Spongy there, right? You know that he's committed to that heaven line. Bubsky will take down Jonji, but it really is the lucky kill onto Junior. Because as we're talking about here, to go back up secret against an AWP, he could be posted up a multitude of different angles just to get one cheeky kill and fall back. So Lucky getting that, as you said, the freedom of movement, it is really that, right? Because the AWPer is tasked with those long-range duels. As soon as that's open, the whole rotation has to change. And it's unlikely you're going to fill that area, especially with Junior so passive up towards that heaven position. So at that point, it's just about applying the pressure, trading out efficiently, and well, nobody even went down here for Astralis. All 5 staying alive. Sheikh Zula, the only member of the Bears to keep an M4. And now money is in question. They did build a little bit of a bank, but you can just see how quick the CT-sided weaponry forces you through that. Here it is. And you can see Junior was repositioning, right? He was repositioning a couple of times, and that's one of the things. There's blind spots being left. You're re-peeking into lines. You're not sitting super comfy. Maybe your focus isn't completely there once you have just peeked on in. So great stuff from Lucky. Impact frag indeed. And here we go. Upgraded pistols around the saved M4. What tricks do the Bears have up their sleeves here? Might even be a lobby crunch, you know. They're quite close towards Hut and Squeaky. And there's a free AK-47 in the vent. Okay.
Yeah, there's
What was
something.
an AUG?
Yeah.
An AUG is maybe even better for this CT side.
And if there's still lobby, late smokes to be deployed. Your standard wall of smokes are out. And the Astralis are behind it. That's the angle. Oh. That's the result. Glaive, sharp as ever, ready with the AK. So there's no one down lower actively holding this. You'd think a little bit of a fact-finding mission would be taking place. I think Spongy might be pushing.
Yeah, they've lost a lot of real estate, haven't they? Spongy in towards lobby. That's the natural response when you do lose yard. They still have this smoke in the hands of Lucky here, and If they can grab window side as well as decon, they can clear out the railing above. They can molly off towards the dark spot.
Look how passive they are. Like, they're so scared of anything yard. Like, Junior, I think, is just holding the heaven push this whole time while the whole lower side is taken. Sheikh Zula would have to be quite the hero, unloading his mag as best he can. It's Magisk who gets the frag, and yeah, this one will fall away.
Oh, hello.
Sound cue heard. They know Junior is on his way back out to save the M4. So you got saved M4, saved Org for that last round of play. Well, Chad, I'm afraid they didn't keep Astralis under 6.
No. And look, again, it's looked good in patches, right? I loved the aggression they were getting away with, but this is one of the hardest things to do as an up-and-coming team, is adjust, especially when you're on the CT side and the ones who are being dictated to adjust, to know what's coming next, to be able to identify your own weaknesses, or even your strengths, which they're going to use against you, right? And be able to adapt off the top of that. But it has been, in the early stages for Astralis, with getting around to the board, a lot of vent drops, a lot of vent dives to play with those CT side rotations. And now they seem to be just bullying their way down secret with the classic wall of smokes. So to go into this final round, the bank balance is pretty flush for Astralis. Makes sense with the last 3 rounds consecutive to get them to this point. Here we go. Bears would love 8 on the half. Junior's been great, aggressive yard. He needs to do it again.
Glaive is very strong in his fight with John G. This time against an AWPer, and it's a very different result. Junior provides the opening kill in favor of the North American squad. Seems to have incited a bit of speed out of the util dump. It's Dupree. Lost another teammate. Ooh, good strafe around the corner, but it's nice from Sheikh Zula. 1 in the Constellation frag department. And lucky actually getting chipped away at by John G. He is a threat. However, rotating back into Bubsky, who just about punishes that rotation in.
Bomb's been found here.
Yeah, Lucky ready for it. Ooh, a miss.
A chance.
Swish. And there goes the opportunity. He's got the bomb at T-spawn, and it will be a B&B half, at the very least, admittedly by the smallest margin. 8-7. Bad News Bears, is highlighted by Chad, have been very strong in patches individually. They've had rounds. And it's Bubsky walking into this beautiful setup. There should be no way he gets one head. In the second half, we shall. Will Astralis run this one down? Yeah, I think the pistol will be a key determining factor as to how quick this nuke will be. Astralis, though, likely going to be a bit of a brick wall for the Bad News Bears to mash their head against. Let's see, top take for the pistol. Glock's charging in, feeling frisky, and already popping some heads like fresh cherry tomatoes from Waitrose.
Now, don't let the 1x bet odds at the top of the screen fool you. If they grab this pistol, the Bears could really push this map. It's a 3-on-4. The bomb is down, already starting to tick, peppering towards heaven. Oh, trying to boost. Hello.
Kind of like the idea. Ooh, quick from Dupree, and now Spongy's on the site worrying a little more than he was initially. Certainly now he's isolated on his own. He knows Hut's a problem. Glaive's found him out, can't stabilize, and it's Lucky with 3 in total to pull it across the line for Astralis. I felt like the Bears had that one in the palm of their hand.
Yeah, I thought that little cheesy kill coming out of Dupree with the Glaive boost was probably about all we were going to see. The fact that they were able to isolate all of those fights and make them look so easy, yeah, problems now. And as I'm watching back some of the stuff we did yesterday with the Bears, a lot of what I'm saying is, oh no. Remember that 2-on-5 that they had, right? They had that 2-on-5 against Vitality, and then Zywoo and Shox roll into the B-bomb side on Inferno, and they stripped that one back. It's these rounds that they really should be converting. Just can't quite get across the line here. And, well, here comes the force buy once more. Galil's AK, upgraded pistolas with that util to try and make some magic happen. John G doing the classic. Shoot those Glocks. Let him think.
Suddenly Astralis like, oh, it's an eco, let's all rush.
Push, push. Get him.
I heard a Glock, guys. It's an eco, let's go.
You know someone's salivating at the thought of it.
Yeah.
No armor, the Glock, the dream.
You're holding an SMG as well, like it just takes so much self-control not to hold W. Well, hold W they shall into ramp.
careful at chasing too. Quite quick on this.
Yeah, Magic's not interested. He just tuck himself in and double frag available. He doesn't manage to put the bullets in the right place. Glaive having issues as well. So Spongy using that hero AK to great success. He's definitely been having a game here on Nuke, and it's his team. Oh, acknowledging it.
Not another oh no.
It's an oh no.
Don't give me an oh no.
It's an oh no. Spongy has not expected Bunsky here. Good reactions. Good God. And Sheikh Zula, what a lovely position from him. You wouldn't, though. You wouldn't.
Okay. Everyone calm down. Take a deep breath. It's mainly for myself.
I'm just happy that Spongy's having a good game. You know, I've only seen so far a Swisher performance. To see Spongy deliver as well, it adds him to my list. I still haven't had a junior pop off, even though this is the gameplay that he deems more appropriate for his role, which is an interesting conversation in itself.
Yeah, look, obviously Junior does have the most experience of this team in terms of playing against international opponents, but when you're in a team that runs like a weird double AWP setup with Art running in first as like an entry AWP, and then Junior isn't really used in that capacity, right? He's not used to open up rounds necessarily. There's a lot of odd things the Furia do. For example, on Nuke, they don't throw wall smokes yard, right? We've highlighted this before. They're a bit of an odd one. Bubsky, frustrated. He's not happy with the headphones. You know, just the headphones were just a bit tight.
A bit uncomfortable.
Just take them off a bit. But this is a great response from Bad News Bears, and if they can win this round right here, maybe even better for them than winning that pistol. Yeah, because right now, if Astralis lose this force buy, we're already going to have the scoreline 10-8, and then Astralis will have to take an eco. They've actually haven't gone all in. Left about 500 schmackaroos for most. Lucky with a little bit extra. You know that he wants to get that AWP out, but Astralis aren't in the clear here, and as you can see, top right of your screen, Dust 2 is the third map. Wouldn't that be something wild? Bad News Bears come in, they get blown out of the server the first 2 days, and then they beat Astralis on day number 3. That's the story. We're sticking with it.
Yeah. Team Spirit did look very convincing on their Dust 2 against Astralis.
Yeah, that game was the only map that it looked like Spirit really had their act together. Otherwise, they've been blown out of the server since. I don't know what's going on with Spirit. You think with all that talent, they'd be able to crack through.
It's because they don't have Blade.
Oh, okay.
That's the secret. They need a Blade character.
I'm sure Certus will feel very offended, Alex. That
well, he can come talk to me personally. Jonji's got this somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going for a nutmeg.
The Mac 10 in the fade.
Did hear the door, and that's his cue to start touching his W. Oh, and here we go. It's going to be a 1-for-1 so far. More to come. Those Deagles, pesky Deagles, putting pressure onto Sheikh Zula. This could get sketchy still.
Yeah, where's the end goal? It feels like Secret to go join up with Jonji would be the plan. He has the vent rotation. They're transitioning elsewhere right now. In limbo, indeed.
Oh, just as he looks away, Magic strikes. And now really quite a problematic scenario for the BNB boys.
Could be a heaven to top with these two coming through main. Dupree with the Galil is the perfect weapon for this.
Yeah, and that CT vent criminally underchecked when attention's drawn towards the bomb site. Stand a bit more actively. In fact, he wants to bring the fight to the next time. Strike. It's Spongy again with impact. Burning. Bubsky lives on at 50, and it's Magisk actually rotating in, leaves it all onto that scout, and they will just about handle themselves. It was a 3v4 at one point. Bail themselves out of trouble, and as you discussed, this is the scenario now where Bad News Bears are going to get some leg room.
Yeah, I wonder how much Astralis will invest knowing they left that extra 500 last round.
They went for double Mac 10, yo. They actually looking to farm some extra cash.
Wouldn't be too far out of the realms of possibility to just see a fast top here. You know, just blow open that squeaky door, get the util in towards main, a couple of flashes, and away you go. Just one Deagle upgraded in, and the smiles. Aren't they infectious over there when they're winning?
That used to be when we used to cut to the Renegades cams, Chad Birchall.
Oh, they smiled once upon a time.
They're really good. Don't you go losing the silly ones now, boys.
No, they're going to be all right. They'll be fine. Bit of extra towards main. Maybe they will still be fine.
Okay. You weren't worried for a second.
Not at all.
Didn't doubt them.
I didn't expect a double Deagle kill by any means. Clear your corners. Swisher does. More smokes towards main, more bullets. And this is going to be round number 11. This is the most rounds so far that the Bears have gotten in a map, right? Yesterday, I think it was 16-9, 16-9. The day before, 16-1 and 16-4. So this is their most competitive jaunt, foray. Walk in the wilderness. Can keep that Mac 10 if they'd like. They do have the AWP on Junior, so I don't know if we'll necessarily see a fast play out the gates. They might want to try and drop a player down the vent with that in mind.
What do you think defines a hike? Is it the elevation? Like, are you walking until there's a consistent elevation, then you're hiking?
Jason is quite the avid hiker, isn't he?
Or is it just a weird extra American word for going for a walk?
No, I think it must have something about it.
Do you have to have like particular shoes, like a hiking pole?
You probably need at least a hat and or a backpack.
Sun cream and backpack.
Yeah.
One of those like ones with the water, like back.
The camel backpack?
Camel backpack.
Yeah.
Bad News Bears have lost too early, and they've actually struggled to make an impact on their opening gambit. It's not necessarily all over. It could be now, as Lucky blocks down their ramp of grass, and it's all too easy. One more to bait around. He's having fun with it. Taking notes, actually, as to kind of Lucky's maneuvers here. And the Junior 1v5, you remember that one?
Yeah, he has been last alive an awful lot, right? Inferno makes sense. Nuke is also another map where T-side AWPing has limited availability in terms of the peaks you can go for. Wait, what? Did he kill the hut? He killed the hut.
Oh my god, imagine.
He killed the hut player with that.
Oh my god, Junior, stop. No, I'm not even going to cast it. It's not real. I was joking, dude.
Calm down.
I was joking.
What, the first kill he got was absolutely insane.
I think
he was
tried to
flicking
flick up, but it
killed the hut player running away.
Through the wall, yeah.
So 30 seconds. I think he just wanted to save. They might actually let him just save now.
I think he's done enough to earn the save. Now, they've doubled up on the bomb, so if he does try and find it, he has to be quick. Whoa, nice off angle from Magis.
False sense of security right there.
Yeah.
I think he thought, I hit the 3 bangers. Let's give this one a try. Because otherwise, it would have just been the save, right? Some lovely shots out of Junior there.
Through the power of magic and replays, let's see that one again. So it was over. It was over at this point. 1 minute 25, it was over. Junior decided it wasn't. Let's see this no scope again. So he flicks up.
Yeah, but he doesn't kill the guy on the railing at all.
Glaive is moving away.
Oh, he's not even peeking.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, mate. Give Glaive a chance.
If he hit that one,
he's trying to trade.
Imagine if he gets the head on the squeaky wallbang. My God, I'd have screamed. I'd have squealed.
Someone just left the server, guys. One of the Bears. So give us a second. We'll get this sorted. We'll get back underway. So I looked up the definition of hike. A long walk or walking tour. That's the noun.
Okay.
The verb, walk for a long distance, especially across country.
Glaive typed in chat, did he see me? Question mark. And Swisher said yes, because I think Swisher thinks
he killed the guy on the top.
He killed the guy at the top. He has no idea.
Yeah.
I almost spit out water, says Coach Mad Cow.
Yeah, he didn't mean to do that, I don't think. But looks good.
Yeah, and I think he had so much fun, he actually disconnected from the server. Like, the adrenaline was pumping. He accidentally opens up dev console. He's just QI. Yep, that'll do.
What was the button you used to do that with? Was it F10?
What, the auto leave?
Is that the one?
By default? I don't know. Probably.
There was something, like, let me test.
You did.
Yeah, it was, F10.
You did do a good tweet though, Chad, that it is so silly that Shift Tab is default for Steam.
Yeah, I guess, right, and nobody hit me with this, but then, you know, like, I say things and then I think about them.
Yeah.
Steam is for everybody, not just Counter-Strike players. So I'm sure in other games, the idea of Shift Tab is not a combo that is used as much as in Counter-Strike when you're walking and you want to check some information on the scoreboard.
My argument is that Shift is a very common modifier
You're
key
right. You are
and
right.
often used for both left and right-handed controls for any FPS and RTS title.
Okay. What about MOBAs?
I didn't want to get into it. Yeah, so I think you shift in MOBAs as well. I played a game of League of Legends last night, an ARAM no less.
Okay.
Really hard video game to play. Much easier to play the shoot-em-ups, as my grandma calls them.
It's an important round here for the Bears.
It is, and I do fear that John G...
They kind of have to
Oh, it's going to walk straight into Magis' domain. It wasn't the first victim, but he's done well to reposition. He can't deal with Swisher. So 11-9, and at this point in time, they've got 70 seconds with a very split-up T side. You can see Swisher's pushed up with the bomb. Now, I don't know if that was spotted. I would imagine so, with his frag onto Magisk. Swish is in such a nasty spot of bother here.
Yeah, and they don't know where that
They've only got
AWP
one
is
smoke
exactly.
as well.
Yeah, I feel like they have to commit lower, and you can see they're trying to get to red and cross with him here. Spongy forcing pressure ramp, should get taken down. The shot doesn't land, and Glaive in the meantime towards Yard has been peppered, so they know it will be towards this lower site, and currently down there will be Dupree, joined by Lucky. They're in the right position to defend this here, Astralis, unless it's a zip up the vent to top.
If you can get across that opening line. Currently, Dupree's worried about ramp, so yeah, there is an open avenue to it. Junior going walkabouts, and now they've found Glaive. This changes things. To the top side they go.
Good volley.
Gallivanting towards them.
Oh.
A good dink. Wow, Swisher lays his life on the line for that. Time-sensitive mission, they're running out of it.
They don't have any, they went heaven. They can't plant.
10 seconds. They could if Spongy hadn't have fallen just there, and then it's Bubsky to ruin it all.
Oh, pull the trigger! Oh!
It's all good in the hood, and he will live on at 2 HP.
All right, hold on to that AWP again. And now the resources for his teammates are not there to help him in the purchase. So it's all on Junior for round number 22. Did get awkward there. Like when Dupree was jiggling and looking at the windows, it did feel like he could get swung on at any moment, but they actually pivoted back up. So good misdirection from the Bears. It did catch Astralis off guard, especially with the kill onto Glaive, but Bubsky saving the day. Now, even though you have this AWP in play, it should just be an eco round. Maybe, I don't know, a deagle, a couple of flashes, something to try and help him out. They get 2,400 in the next round of play. So Sheikh Zula can invest a little bit more, same as Swisher. Spongy and Jonji will have to keep their economy safe. Now, in these kind of scenarios, right, you either are going to send Junior out early to look for a pick, or you're just going to let all that protocol utility that mollies towards Squeaky and Hart, the early smokes, allow that all to drop on out, and then take your time and try and work some picks. They did invest in some pistols and some util here, so let's see how much they can set him up. This is really all on Junior to find the kill. This is where the pressure of being the primary AWPer and having that big green saved comes into play. It is a bit of a Junior go kill type scenario. But Astralis do know that this AWP is saved, so they could opt to play in a bit more of a passive stance. They don't need to go for those jiggles. They're giving up a lot of room here. You can see tucked in towards the other side of Warehouse is Magisk. Quite a heavy top lean. Lucky with the AWP at ramp. And Junior doesn't find a single thing, so we've already bled almost a full 55 seconds off of the clock here, and they're heading back with nothing towards lobby.
You're going to be feeling a lot of pressure in these roles, in this role as Junior, when you feel like the whole team really is just depending on something out of your gun. And especially if they start talking about top side, what's he supposed to do with his AWP? It might have to be ramp.
Heads up duel here.
Heads up duel with Lucky. AWPer v AWPer action here. They don't opt for the boost, and there's the frag in the feed. Lucky pulls the ripcord, gets the hell out of dodge, and they'll just start playing hot potato with the AWP.
Yeah, and they need to make sure they die here, right? The Bad News Bears definitely need this loss bonus, so they might just run in towards this top side. And if somebody wants to save the AWP for Junior going forward, they don't get that loss bonus next round. And that was quick. So didn't feel like they had many options at the start of the round. Definitely didn't have many options at the end of the round. And there you have it, tied up, legs 11. And we will see not a great buy from the Bears. Junior should go into a Galil for util, the same for Spongy. It actually is going to be a half buy. This was the most important kill. Junior hits that. Okay, another gun to pick up. Ramp control taken, but doesn't land the shot. Lucky prevails. And it will just be a partial from Bad News Bears here. So Tech 9s for 4. There's util. This is a set piece right now.
I'd love to see a full set piece out of the Bad News Bears, see what they've been working on. So they've done the vent smoke. They forced the reload out of 2 members and go.
Double pump.
And there they had a real chance onto Dupree. It's bodyguarded nicely. 2 in the feed from Astralis. It gets worse for the Bears as well. Dupree double. It was actually Bubsky that found one of them. Now he's found his double. So just the idea for people who may be wondering what they were doing there. So
blow up and squeaky, throw the standard util, make it seem like you're going for either a default round where you're dropping down the vent or you're just trying to show some presence. You get all that CT util coming out early, but they have to respect it. They have to drop their own smokes and mollies. They spam through a little bit, and then on that timing, you're popping through. So you're having the second wave of util, and you're meant to be able to get that little glimpse into the side.
And it gave them a slight advantage. It did, because you saw there was an ENG and an M4 both reloading as the push and the flashes came in. That was your window, just unable to find the frags and the headshots in time. Round 24. Oh, Junior onto Lucky this time. Yeah, it's been served up quickly. And that opens up a lot of opportunities. Do they want to go down the ramp, or are they just going to take it and fall back? We'll find out. Glaive has been pulled away. Aggression onto Sheikh Zula's position will be provided by Bubsky. And that's a real punish from Jonji. Damn, didn't finish it. The flash was there. But he's done very well to get Bubsky on notice. Like, there's a whole yard presence that Astralis have to consider now. And that will enable a couple more bodies to fall off of that lower site.
They're actually going to push up secret here with multiple members. So if Jonji just tucks in towards the back of warehouse, he's going to be in a very difficult spot for Glaive to clear. This comes down to timing, and the barrel spotted. Jonji does profit. And they still know that Bubsky's low.
Dupree. He's been having such a good game here. Barrel spotted, Jonji eliminated, and now 3v2 into the low site. There is a body down there. It is going to be Bubsky first to arrive. Doors are open. He can perhaps contest this plant. 40 seconds. They don't have to rush this, but what a shot out of Bubsky. A very quick one. This bomb plant could ruin things. Incendiary behind there will force him off the bomb and put it down in time. Swisher has to try and escape. No. It costs him his life, and all onto Junior. This is a big round of play. Looking for impact. The AWP hunting, baits the shot. He's in trouble now. He knows there's two to find, and Dupree just toys with him with the doors, toys with his expectations, and he looks the wrong way.
Felt handled there for a moment, didn't I? I think that really Bubsky shot into the lower side just there with the door open. Not an easy one to hit by any means, and on that low HP, so great shooting right there. This was Junior's opener. Would have needed the 1-on-2 clutch to close things out, so a good round from him. Jonji made a lot after that bit of a mare onto the initial fight. But then it was Bubsky, the guy he got down low, who ended up being an integral part in all of this. So, yeah, when someone's close to the doors, they open like that. You know, why not?
Yeah.
Hinge goes in, Hinge goes out. Do you remember
it was a cache where you'd have a teammate sit next close to the lock so you could open the door the other way around?
Yeah, and MIBR even worked something out where they could throw a decoy from the other side of the map to land at the door, so the door would open inwards, so that Fallen could AWP to the default box, as opposed to the door opening outwards, and you wouldn't have that line of sight, so that was pretty cool.
Decoys, they do have their uses, who knew?
I think Zeus was credited with finding that one out, so shout out to Zeus.
Interesting to see how Lucky's positioned his crosshair. Perfect find. Nothing for Sheikh Zula to do. And Lobby. Lobby is safe. Spongy. Happy to collect. Lucky still being a nuisance on that EAWP. And as they crawl in, Glaive's on that very tight line. Sheikh Zula's familiar with how it works, but he's just getting peppered. So dynamic, so mobile. They'll finish him off on the reload. And if they could find Lucky, which is easier said than done.
1-on-1.
You get a 1-on-1. Junior 6 HP though. He has to win this through positioning and decision making. Oh, but Junior's ready. Here we go. Second time's the charm in the 1v2 for Junior.
Yeah, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. And I'm immediately drawn to look at the ramifications with the cash here. Glaive may have maybe overcooking the pooch a little bit outside there, right? He contested, ran out of ammo, and that's how he went down. So Astralis, look, I don't want to say like just because they're playing Bad News Bears, they're more than happy to take a lot of fights. I think if anybody watched them play in Cologne, they were more than happy to fight. And that was one of their strengths, was having a lot of multi-kills, having those crazy rounds that we don't normally put with that Astralis name. It's more the strategical, well-disciplined, percentage-based Counter-Strike. Now, in a moment, you will see the buy. Here it is. They've been able to get everything they need, but now we're at the bottom of the barrel for Astralis, and their loss bonus is just going to start to build now. That was 1,400 off the back of that clutch round just there, won by Junior. 1,900 into the next. So if Astralis loses sight early, this could be the type of round where they go for an early save with 3 or so players. So whatever Bad News Bears can pull out around number 26 could be very important to see how much play is extended. They're in this one.
completely and totally in this one. It's the highest round haul we've seen out of the Bears. Their time in Pro League. John G just about down the ladder. And if he swings open that decon door, he'll have a lot of opportunities to flank and provide. Oh, Magisk's spray is deadly. Results in the loss of 2. Spongy trading. It's cost him half of his health as well. Quick reactions out of Lucky. And the flank from Bubsky is swift as well. They don't really give the Bears a chance.
Yeah, they know John G's lower, but they didn't clear their corners. So Glaive's dead. John G with a 1-on-4. Bomb is in a very good spot to retrieve by any means. 2 players currently sitting on that, Lucky and Bubsky. Dupree above over towards that vent. But as the clock ticks down, they have to start worrying about, is he going to go outside to heaven? Is he going to go back through yard to lobby? Or is he going to peer up from ramp? Looks like they should have him pretty well covered here, especially with him on 34 HP. And, well, the blind grenade. Just the spidey senses there of Bubsky tingling. And that is it, 14-12. And the money situation for the Bears is now in question. They want to go for the force buy right here. Keep the pressure on Astralis. This spray down from Magisk was great. This flick from Lucky was pretty nice too. And yeah, just a blind nade. Just how you do it. Just lob that one in. Yeah, you don't expect that one any day of the weekend. Oh, shrugging off with a bit of a smile.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just supposed to be so much fun for them to be playing teams like Astralis, getting dunked by blind nades that just through game sense alone. When your goal individually and as a unit is to be the best, I mean, every team has that goal. It's always going to be at varying degrees of distance away from you. But yeah, playing against teams like Astralis with players who have been the best for so goddamn long is only going to be a good feeling, especially when you're making them work like you are here.
Yeah, they're definitely being put through their paces, right? It is going to be a bit of a hodgepodge buy. They do have an AK out for John G and some upgrades for the rest. Next round, they get 3,400 as the loss bonus, so they've purchased knowing next round, round number 28, they'll have all the goodies they need. May as well make it as close as can be. Smokes towards yard, they'll fall.
Glaive's doing his one way on yard. Don't think he's going to find anything. Swish is going to get caught out here. The pop flash is in.
Oh, no.
And the double is naughty. Found. It's so mean from Astralis. And John G's got that hero AK in play. He doesn't even get to see anyone. Just finds Lucky in the end.
Another clutch attempt for Junior here. And that's what it'll stay. An attempt. 3 survive. 1 more round needed. And Astralis, well, even though the scoreline is close, they can still sweep this away. This will be yet another 2-0 series. So far within EPL's Group A for Season 14, only one of the series has gone all 3 maps. The rest of them have just been absolute 2-0 shebangs. Up next, we do have Spirit taking on Ents, and that's a game where I think it's going to be split quite down the middle. Ents did upset Astralis. Spirit haven't been off to the greatest of starts here within the group, and for both, a turning point. Spirit lose, they could be donezoed. Ents win, there's a chance they can make it to the top 3, but let's focus on in on Junior's AWP as he's immediately smoked off ramp, and here's some more aggression. Dupree pushing. Oh, just adding the punishment here.
They're like throwing the rulebook out the window when they know B&B are going to try and hold on to it for dear life. 4 on 4. Great return. Junior's provided it. John G is kissing Bubsky in the smoke. That's a lethal one at that. Glaive's down 2. Looks like the Bears have still got some bite. And now the top side's theirs. Dupree trying everything to delay.
They should save. So this should be a 13th right now for Bad News Bears. Lucky can drop a gun next round. Dupree can do the same. They need to hold on to these rifles. And just maybe getting a little bit too overzealous there. The aggressive maneuver initially was great, but then we had a push from Magisk. We had a push from Bubsky. Just trying to get this one over as quick as you like.
I think they saw Dupree pushing yard and getting a frag. I'm like, oh, we've won.
Thanks, Dupree.
It's over.
He does almost have 30. 29 kills to Dupree. Been an absolute banger of a game from him.
I do think it's something's reignited within him upon the departure of Device. Just feeling like, in the same way, actually, the sentiment was shared by Magisk in his interviews where he said, like, it made me want to win more. It was a motivating factor. I want to prove to Device. I believe Magisk's quote was, I want to prove that it was the wrong decision, which is a very, motivating factor for a lot of people. You know, there's a reason there's the cliche of the frowny boy with the hood up in the gym, working out without headphones on after a heartbreak.
True. Yeah, it's one of these situations. We're obviously going to see NIP within this season, and I think NIP have come out and said they're going to use Linus, LNZ for it's LNZ actually. I messaged him. He said LNZ.
LNZ.
Yeah, but
wait, is that the American one? Which one is the English one?
I'm not.
We say Z, they say Z.
I'm not even sure anymore. I'm like a hybrid of everything.
Oh yeah,
so
we're global.
I just call him
we're
Linus.
global citizens.
That's the one.
Yeah.
His name's Linus.
Linus.
So I call him Linus. We're friends like that. Last timeout used here from Astralis, and I think that's telling as well. I'll be interested to hear what Yanko has to say, if he thinks this has just been Astralis being a little bit sloppy around the edges, or if it's the Bears actually putting them through their paces. I think it's probably a little bit of both, but still, it's been a competitive affair and great to see. This is what we wanted to see from the Bad News Bears. Putting up a fight indeed, and well, thereby coming into next round of play looking juicy, juicy, juicy. Glaive's down to a Famus. They've got some defuse kits. There's Util as well. Lucky with that molly. It's a set piece to unravel the smoke wall yard, and here we go.
It all hangs in the balance then. If you're a Bad News Bears player, you really do not want to be that first casualty.
Late secret smokes.
Yeah, why do they look so uncertain though?
I think they're working out who can throw what.
Hey man, Junior, do you know the second one in the wall? Okay. They sail through the air, and Lucky will have his vision removed if they have the cross smoke as well. If they have the cross smoke as well. Here comes Swisher and Junior. They're even pushing lobby. Claver Magisk away. No smoke on that cross, so already confirms there's action outside. Even a bit of a gap on that for Lucky to work with, a very slight, but prominent now. Ooh, Warehouse didn't get spotted out. That's an advantage for Jonji. He's crawling in on this AWP. The AWP flash forces him out of the line. Jonji's hunting a second flash.
Oh, good awareness.
Oh, he's so aware. Lucky with some huge impact. And the Bears are being flanked. They're not even considering it. This is a nasty way to lose your life. Junior caught. Sheikh Zula processing all this new information in the blink of an eye. The bomb is lost in yard. Bubsky's even coming up the flank through the vent. Spongy caught out. Quick from Bubsky. 1-on-3 for Sheikh Zula. Looking to lead by example, and it's finished off nicely. Astralis 16. The Bears close, but no cigar. 16-13 is the best haul they've seen in their group. Ents to be faced next for them. So far, 2-0s across the board, and not in a good way for the Bears. Astralis pick up another one.